You're watching On Demand. Please check the closing time before trying to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Kay Adams, Jane Moore, Colleen Nolan, and Denise Welsh.
Welcome to your Thursday's Loose Women. We've got a shorter show for you today, just 30 minutes. So let's get to it. Denise, you're looking so stylish. You look like somebody from Berlin or something like that.
Why? I got very mixed reviews on me specs, but I quite like them, the me berry focals.
You've got a stain there, though.
Enough. We've only got 30 minutes, and here's what we've got coming up.
It's not a
With
stain,
pupils
anyway.
across the country finding out their GCSE results today. We're debating if it is ever OK to bribe your child into getting good grades. We've got some strong opinions on that. Also, find out which one of us would rather sell her house than face a spider. And we're revealing the weird and wonderful things that fill us with fear. And it lasts just 3 minutes and always leaves you wanting more. Yeah, the Big Dipper celebrates 100 years. We're revealing why Blackpool means so much to all of us, actually. And 2 of us actually met there for the very first time many moons ago. I know, it's sweet. Actually, they fell out, so don't get too excited. Now, students across England, Northern Ireland and Wales will receive their GCSE and vocational technical qualification results today. And exam regulators have said a return to pre-pandemic grading means that this year's results are lower than last year, similar to the levels in 2019. So in terms of grades, Colleen, have you ever bribed your kids? Were you ever bribed to pass exams?
I wasn't. I didn't even go.
What do you mean you didn't go?
Okay, I don't know if you know, but I was huge in Japan.
You're big in Japan. Big in Japan, not huge.
I was touring in Japan during GCSEs. No,
You never
actually,
sat an
I
exam?
swear to God, I've never sat an exam.
Not one?
Other than, like, you know, primary school when you do a spelling exam or something like that. But I've never done other O-levels or
Bliss.
younger. I never did any.
God.
Wow. I don't look shocked. It's quite obvious I never took an O-level.
So did you get,
I was just going along with it.
sort of special dispensation because you're like in showbiz or whatever to not go to school?
Well, but you wouldn't now. But back
You'd
in
have
those
tutors
days,
now,
you'd
wouldn't you?
have to have tutors and you'd have to hand
Right.
in work and all of those things. But back in the day, I don't think they cared, to be
So
honest.
what about when your kids came along? I mean, how did you kind of encourage them to pass exams? Would you bribe them and said, oh, I don't know, you get a 10 or if you get
absolutely.
whatever?
No, to be honest, I always said to them, if I thought they were really stressing, I'd say, listen, as long as you do your best, you can't do more than that. So stop stressing over it. If I saw them kind of not revising or just sitting there and going, I'm not bothered, then that would really... then I would be annoyed, because I think you're better than that.
Yeah.
But as far as bribing them, absolutely 100%. And I'd say to them, if you do well, you know, and it might have been, you know, you'll get, I don't know, 20 quid for a beer or something. But the difference when I said it, they were like that straight away, you know, and they did all get results. So
I suppose the thing is you've got to know your kids, haven't you?
yeah.
Because
If I'd have taken exams and my mum or dad, because I was mad about animals, had said, if you do well in this, we're going to buy you a puppy or we're going to buy you a little pony, I would have revised.
What, you would have sacked off Japan?
Yeah. I would have said, Japan, you'll have to wait. I need an A star.
Yeah, but then the problem is that if they don't do well, then, you know, they don't get... Obviously, they don't get whatever they've been promised. And it might not be because they haven't worked hard, but sometimes exams just go wrong. You get a bad paper or you get super stressed. I mean, I got so stressed when I was taking exams. I mean...
It's not like you to get stressed, Kay.
Thank you very much. Well, you're not a stress head.
No, not at all. I did the bare minimum. And it's interesting because my mum, who was a teacher, you think she would be on my case. I don't recall ever being put under pressure about anything. And I knew I wanted to be a journalist. I knew I had to get 4 O-levels.
Yeah,
I'm that old. 4 O-levels to be able to do the A-levels, the 2 A-levels I needed to be able to get to journalism college. And I did the bare minimum and I scraped 4 O-levels And then I got 2 very badly graded A-levels, but it was enough to get me where I wanted to be.
So surprises me.
It is
you, 'cause
surprising,
you're
isn't
so
it? We thought you
competitive.
would be swotty.
Yeah, I thought you'd be
No,
spotty.
gosh,
Yeah.
no.
Having
it
said
wasn't.
that, I never thought that
wish
you'd be
I'd been
spotty, Denise.
If I had
You
my
wouldn't
time
be
again,
spotty.
I would have swatted.
Would you?
No, surprisingly, I wasn't swotty, Kay. I know that is a surprise to you. My dad used to go... My dad was quite maths orientated, so he couldn't understand why I couldn't understand that x squared equal b equals c, the most nonsensical things we ever learnt in the entire world. And I do still have a bit of a fear of maths. But when I did my O-levels, I thought I was going to go probably to teacher training college, so I knew that I needed about 5, I think 4 or 5. And one of them, because I didn't know what else to take, was needlework. I mean, I cannot sew at all. We had to make half a pair of shorts, and I sewed the leg.
Oh.
Right? So you have 2 options, and I sewed the leg. So I had to resit needlework. I got 3 and then got 2. I know needlework, ridiculous. As regards my kids, I can remember going to the school and the parents saying, "Oh my God, I'm terrified here, I'm terrified." And I'm thinking, what's happening? It's because the GCSE results were coming out. I wish I'd been a bit stricter with my kids, but I wasn't. There was a time when Matty was at private school, which I thought was the best thing for him. I was doing Coronation Street, so I'd be working maybe 14-hour days, like many people do in all sorts of professions. And I'd come home and he was really struggling with his homework. And I just resented it because I couldn't do his homework. I mean, have you tried to do their maths and stuff now,
Well,
the way that it's...
on that very point, let's have a little exam then. I think it's time that you're all put to the test a little bit. We were all put to the test, OK? Yes, I'm sorry, you've got a whiteboard. There you go.
Why is she the only one who's got a wipey thing for the washing up?
they know I'm
Because
going to get it wrong.
because she'll probably get it wrong.
Look at
Right,
that
we're going to
little baby
do
one.
a spelling test first. Let's have a clock. We're going to get 15 seconds. We're going to hear a word, and so you've got 15 seconds in which to spell it correctly. So we've
Good
got the
luck, studio.
clock. Let's hear the word.
Occasion.
Christ. Oh no! Oh no, I
Looks
can't get this
weird.
wrong.
Oh.
Are we ready?
It
Yeah.
looks weird to me. I've got this wrong.
OK, here we go. I really don't want to get this wrong. Have we... What is it? Double C, 1S.
Double C...
Double C, 1S. Yay! It's funny, I got it wrong first time. I write it, and then I say, that doesn't look right, and then so you do it again. Right, let's have
Something
another one.
tells me that was the easy one.
Yeah.
OK, let's have another one.
Necessary.
Oh, God.
I've got it. I've got it. Guess who was the SWAT?
Don't think
Are we
this is
ready?
right.
OK, and reveal. Thank you. 1 C, 2 S's? Yes, are we all right?
Yes, we all got it.
Oh my God, this is so stressful. Can we just leave it there? We're all really good spellers. Or do we have to have
Yeah,
another
let's
one?
just leave it on a
Oh, there's
high.
one more. Oh my Lord.
Miscellaneous.
Oh, that's a stinker.
That's not a stinker, that's easy.
Ooh! I know.
No, I got that wrong.
OK. Have we all got it? M-I-S-C-E-L. Where is it? Yep, we've all got it right.
I didn't. I put an I instead of an...
Oh. Well, the good news, girls, is we've no time for the maths test.
Yay!
Still to come, can you inherit fear? We are discussing the things that scare us and revealing who would rather live with the fear than face it. Plus, have a listen to this. That is Colleen and her sisters singing on stage. But can you guess who they are singing with? We'll be revealing the answer and, of course, the footage after the break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Still to come, we are taking a trip down memory lane and revealing why Colleen's Blackpool roots prompted her very first meeting with Denise.
Oh.
Competition time first, and lines close tomorrow at 3 p.m. for our Summer Sizzler prize of £90,000 in totally tax-free cash. You could be living out with all that money. Here's Jean Johansson with all the details.
Beautiful beaches, historic harbours, stunning scenery. St Andrews on the east coast of Scotland has it all, and it's a perfect location to celebrate our Summer Sizzler cash prize.
We're giving away a sizzling hot £90,000 in tax-free cash. Just imagine what this huge amount of extra money could mean to you and your family this year.
£90,000, what would you do with it?
I think I would need to take all my friends and family on a great holiday, travel the world, either that or blow it on a fancy car.
It's time for you to start thinking big and imagine what you do with £90,000 in your bank account.
But time is running out to get your entry in, as lines are closing tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Don't wait, get your entries in now.
For another chance to win, text cash to 83123. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783123. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY29 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Good luck.
Oh, brilliant, great.
Now, they say there's nothing to fear but fear itself, and in last night's Emmerdale, Rona reached the end of her tether with Marlon, Paddy and Mary, whose fears have been holding them back. So in tonight's episode, we see her initiate a Face Your Fears Day. Let's take a look.
You can't all keep putting it off.
Easy for you to say, since you don't have any fears to face, apparently.
I haven't planned anything drastic, and I'm not going to force anyone. It's got to be worth a try, isn't it?
So what exactly is the plan?
Grace's grave, for a start. And then I thought, well, just for the grave. I mean, obviously you don't have to.
It's really lovely. Thank you.
And then we can go for a drive. To take you to meet your new date.
What date?
She's called Rosalind. She's an old work colleague of Susie's.
Oh, no, I'm not sure about this. I mean, I need to have a say in who I go out with, don't I?
Mum, it's not about meeting the love of your life. It's just about dipping your toe back in.
Facing your fears.
Wow, is that
Denzi?
the one? Is that the one who was...
What are you laughing at?
I leaned into your shot then.
I was going to say her fear is pushing the shot.
I literally went...
I have a fear of someone leaning into my shot.
Sorry.
Denzi, you're scared of nothing.
No, well, yes, I am. I'm scared. My fears are very common. I'm scared of being underwater. I'm not scared
Head underwater.
Head underwater. Right. Very, very terrified. My sister Debbie. Oh, happy birthday, Debbie! By the way, love you. My sister
We're
Debbie
just here for your
is
pleasure,
almost
Denise.
absolutely. Thank you. My sister Debbie is to the point that she can barely shower without doing this because she's so
she'll really
terrified
appreciate
of
you
it.
telling
She
that,
will, yeah. She does. She does.
Happy
like a
birthday,
shower.
Debbie.
Happy birthday, Debbie. Enjoy your birthday shower. My dad probably comes from this. My dad couldn't swim. He would have lessons. He would do all the actions, and he would just go down. And it doesn't fill you with confidence when other dads, you're all at the beach, and the dads are throwing you in, and all this kind of stuff, and your dad is sat on a rock with Disney armbands on. And so I think maybe that instilled a fear, and it's something I've never tried. I have tried to overcome, and now I'm just beyond it.
But it is interesting where these fears come from, isn't it? Because there are some weird... You're spiders, aren't you? You don't like spiders.
Yeah.
And do you know where that comes from?
From being the youngest of a very large family, including 5 older sisters, who every time they saw any form of insect would run screaming from the house.
Right.
So when I was little, I didn't even know what they were screaming at. I'd just start screaming with them. And then one time they left me on the bunk bed and ran out, and I couldn't get down, and this moth was like this all over me, and I was... I mean, it got to a point even, you know, when I bought my own house when I was younger and all of those things, there's a spider in it. And I swear to God, I considered selling my house. Because I thought, I can't live here with that spider, and now I can't find it.
Did it occur to you there might be spiders in other houses?
No. I was going to buy a spider-free house.
The thing is,
but
though,
I became very aware of where my phobia came from. So when I had my kids, I was determined that they weren't going to be scared of it. And I remember sitting with Jake one day, he was about 2 years old, and he went, ooh, and there was this massive spider. And I was going, it's Sammy Spider, he's just come to see his family, he's going to get some food and take... And eventually Jake went, oh, and he went like that. And I went, don't touch it!
Don't touch Sammy. I mean, our fears are quite rational, but some are completely irrational. Years ago in Coronation Street, Stephen, one of the actors in the show, he had, and I witnessed it, as in a panic, a fear of tomatoes. So if there was a tomato on a plate, he would come out in a sweat and a panic attack. Those things are fascinating to me.
OK, talking of fascinating...
Oh, God, we're getting tested again.
Tested, it's testing day.
God.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Right, what is... This is, I'm going to start you on an easy one. What is trichophobia?
Of the triskaidekaphobia of 13?
No.
Is it hair? Something to do with hair?
Well done, Denise.
Oh, I thought you meant triskaidekaphobia.
She's very competitive, that will
I
wind
am
her
very
up. She's going to lose sleep about that now. She's going to lose hair. What is... You'll get this one. What is ablutophobia?
Oh, going to the
Is it
toilet.
fear of washing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Bit like Debbie.
Oh, no, poor Debbie.
What is K-O-U-M, paunophobia? So, paunophobia.
Paunophobia.
Wow.
I don't know.
No. Fear of clothing buttons.
Oh, the guy that I work with.
And then, I'm not even going to attempt... What is hippotomosorosequiptialiophobia?
Fear of big words.
Yeah. Yes!
Is it? This is the first exam you've ever passed.
That was a guess, because it was such a long word.
Tell no one that. You knew that. You knew that. You absolutely knew
I can't
that.
believe you didn't know that.
Oh, no. Yesterday marked 100 years since one of Britain's longest-running roller coasters was first built, reaching speeds of 56 miles per hour, which is probably not very fast by today's standards, is it? But it was the Big Dipper. It's obviously become one of Blackpool's most iconic attractions. I take it you've been on it, Colleen,
Oh,
have
yes.
you? Yes.
Lots of
You love a
times.
Big Dipper,
I
don't
love a
you?
Big Dipper in Blackpool.
Again and again and again. You
Oh,
love
I
it.
can't get enough.
Yeah. Was it good?
It was, well, actually, it took me years to go on the Big Dipper. I was very scared of it because it was...
A spider in it?
No, but it was the biggest roller coaster there
And
at
it just
the time.
has always looked a bit rickety.
Yeah, but so it was much later on in life I got the nerve to go on the Big Dipper, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what, she would
it
be
was
on
brilliant.
it. Talking about fears and roller coasters. Jane Moore on a roller coaster is a freak. I mean, honestly, she is.
I love them.
She loves
But weren't you the first?
but
Yeah, so the big one,
person
which is
ever
the
on it.
other big... The newer one
the
at
big
Blackpool
one.
Pleasure Beach. I was the first... So with Geoffrey Thompson, who owned the Pleasure Beach and has now sadly died, but I was the first human to go on it with him and just loads of sandbags.
First human.
And it was a 212 foot, so you go right up, and then it sort of does that eggy sort of thing where it just suddenly sits there, and then you go... Whoosh. I loved it.
So were you the man in 200 sandbags?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Me and Geoffrey.
Me and Geoffrey, 200 sandbags.
And we had to climb on a ladder to get to the actual start of the ride because they'd not built that bit yet.
Wait, I would not do that.
I love a big one.
Yeah, we know that, we know that. We played a little clip earlier of the singing, but we're now going to see the full clip.
Oh, my
so here we go. Tissues at the ready, everyone.
On me, brother, when you need a hand.
We all need somebody to lead us.
I just might have a problem that you'll understand.
We all need somebody to lead us.
Anne and Linda. That's me next to Ross.
Yay!
That's Ross King.
Ross King.
Wow.
And where are you in Blackpool then?
In
presumably,
Blackpool
yeah.
at the Tower.
The Winter
Ballroom.
Gardens.
I think. Looks like it.
I think that might be the
Tower.
Ballroom.
So how did you two meet then?
We
What was
met at the
Blackpool
Winter
connection?
Gardens. Funnily enough, a friend of mine, Mark Hadigan, had written a version of Summer Holiday starring Darren Day and Ross King. So I had been invited along with several Corrie people, including Tracy Shaw, who was then going out with Darren Day. was eventful. And I always had been a massive Nolan's fan. One of the best vocal harmony groups, I think, ever.
Yeah.
I do believe that. And I spotted Colleen across a crowded room, and I was just utterly obsessed with her. So I made her be my friend, and we were doing I'm in the mood for dancing, and I remember people were asking me all about Summer Holiday, and I was going, yeah, it was really good, but I actually was doing I'm in the mood for dancing with the Nolans, and that was with Ross King.
Actually, she did come over and say hello, and we spent all night just chatting. That was
about 25 years ago. But Ross King is, I think a lot of people don't know that Ross is an incredible musical theatre.
Well, yeah, he's obviously got a
Can I just point out very quickly, have I got time?
Go on, quick.
That all this about Blackpool, blah, blah, blah. Fun fact for you, the Nolans have never been asked to turn the Blackpool illuminations on.
What? Seriously?
They've asked everyone.
That has to change. Whoever's in charge of the illuminations.
And we've been an illumination.
I feel a petition coming on.
We've been a Loose Women have been illuminations.
Have we?
People have been illuminations. Yeah, so I think the Nolans
Colleen Nolan and the Nolans have never switched on.
No.
Blackpool illuminations.
That's shocking, isn't it?
It is.
Very upset.
We're not having it. I'm not trying to apply any pressure whatsoever. That's it for today. Jane and I are going to be back tomorrow along with Sinatra and our guest panellist, Kelsey Parker. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon. Bye.